Welcome back to Storywise. Today we are going to explore a very deep secret. It is a secret that changes lives, families, and futures. Let us start with a simple story about two men. Their names are Adam and John. Adam and John live in the same city. They went to the same university. They both work 8 hours every day. They receive the exact same salary at the end of the month. But after 10 years, their lives are completely different. Adam is calm. He has a beautiful house. He has a business that grows every year. He does not worry about the future. John is stressed. He has many debts. He feels trapped in his job. He feels like he is running in a circle, but he never moves forward. Why does this happen? Many people say, Adam was lucky. Or they say, John has bad luck. But this is not true. The difference between Adam and John is not luck. It is not money. The difference is inside their heads. It is their mindset. Adam has a rich mindset. John has a poor mindset. A mindset is the lens you use to look at the world. In this long lesson, we will understand the hidden differences between these two mindsets. And more importantly, we will learn how you can build a rich mindset using your simple English today. Section 2. The definition of mindset. Before we go deep, let us understand what a mindset means for an A2 learner. Your mindset is your habit of thinking. It is how you react when something bad happens. It is how you look at opportunities. A poor mindset is not about having $0 in your bank account. A poor mindset is a feeling of scarcity. Scarcity means you believe there is never enough. You think the world is a small pie. If someone takes a big piece, your piece becomes smaller. A rich mindset is a feeling of abundance. Abundance means you believe the world has enough for everyone. You believe that you can bake a bigger pie. When you understand this difference, you start to see that money follows the mindset. The mindset does not follow the money. If you give $1 million to a person with a poor mindset, the money disappears in a few months. Why? Because the mindset controls the actions. If you take all the money away from a person with a rich mindset, they will become rich again in a few years. Because their brain is a factory that creates value. Section 3. Time versus assets. Let us look at the first practical difference between John and Adam. John, with his poor mindset, works for money. He believes that the only way to make more money is to work more hours. If I work 8 hours, I get $100. If I want $200, I must work 16 hours. But there is a problem. Time is limited. Everyone has only 24 hours in a day. So, John hits a wall. He cannot grow anymore. Adam, with his rich mindset, does not just buy things with his money. He buys assets. An asset is a beautiful word. An asset is something that puts money into your pocket. A liability is the opposite. A liability is something that takes money out of your pocket. John buys a new smartphone that he does not need. That is a liability. It takes his money away. Adam buys a small piece of a company, or he buys a book to learn a new skill. That is an asset. It brings him more value in the future. The poor mindset asks, how can I spend this money today? The rich mindset asks, how can this money work for me while I am sleeping? Section 4. The language of responsibility. Listen carefully to the words people use. The language of a person reveals their mindset immediately. John often says, I cannot do this because of the economy. He says, my boss is bad, so I cannot get a promotion. He says, the government needs to help me. This is the language of a victim. A victim believes that power is outside of them. They think they are a leaf in the wind. Now, listen to Adam. When the economy is bad, Adam says, the economy is difficult. What can I do to change my strategy? When he does not get a promotion, he says, What new skill do I need to learn so that I become more valuable? This is the language of responsibility. When you take responsibility, you take the steering wheel of your life. You stop blaming others and you start building solutions. Even in English learning, the poor mindset says, "The lesson is too long, I can't learn." The rich mindset says, "The lesson is long, so I will study it piece by piece until I master it." Section 5. The fear of failure. For the poor mindset, failure is the end of the world. John is afraid to start a small project because he thinks, "What if I lose my money? What if people laugh at me?" Because of this fear, John stays in his safe zone. He stays in the same place for 20 years. For the rich mindset, failure is not the opposite of success. Failure is a part of success. Adam knows that every mistake is a free lesson. When Adam starts a small business and loses money, he does not say, "I am a loser." He says, "Now I know one way that does not work. I will try a different way next time." Think about a small child learning to walk. The baby falls down 50 times. Does the baby say, "Well, walking is not for me. I will crawl for the rest of my life"? No. The baby keeps trying until they walk. We are born with a rich mindset, but we forget it when we grow up. We must remember how to be brave again. Section 6. Instant gratification versus delayed gratification. This is a very important psychological concept for our journey. Instant gratification means you want the reward now. You want the pleasure immediately. John receives his salary. He feels stressed from work. So, he goes to the shopping mall and buys expensive clothes. He feels happy for 2 hours. Then, the happiness disappears and he is poor again. Delayed gratification means you can wait for the reward. You invest energy today to get a bigger reward tomorrow. Adam receives his salary. He lives simply. He saves a part of his money to invest it in his future. He chooses to be uncomfortable today so that he can be free tomorrow. This applies directly to education. Watching a funny, silly video on social media gives you instant gratification. It is easy and fun. Listening to a long, deep English lesson from Storywise requires focus. It is delayed gratification. But after 1 year, the silly videos leave you in the same place. This lesson moves you to a new level of life. Section 7. Complaining versus creating. Let us observe how these two minds look at problems. When John sees a problem in his city, like a long line at a bakery, he complains. He stands in the line and talks for an hour about how bad the service is. He wastes his energy on anger. When Adam sees the same long line at the bakery, his brain starts to work differently. He thinks, "Why is this line so long?" Because the system is slow. If I create a mobile application to order bread before people leave their homes, I can solve this problem. The poor mindset sees problems as an annoyance. The rich mindset sees problems as an opportunity. Every business in the world is simply a solution to a problem. If you want to have a rich mindset, stop complaining about the problems around you. Start asking, how can I fix this? How can I create value here? The world pays you for the size of the problems you solve. Section 8. The information hoarding trap. In the modern world, we have an interesting problem. It is called the information hoarding trap. John reads many books. He watches hundreds of videos about success. He saves links and articles on his computer. But he never does anything with the information. He hoards it like old newspapers. This makes him feel smart, but his life does not change. This is a trap because knowledge without action is useless. Adam does not try to know everything. He learns one thing, and then he applies it immediately. If Adam reads a page about time management, he stops reading and changes his calendar today. The rich mindset focuses on execution. It is better to know 5 sentences in English and use them with confidence every day. and to know 5,000 words in your head but stay silent because you are afraid. Be a doer, not just a collector of information. Section 9. The paradox of choice. Why are many people unhappy and stuck today? Because of the paradox of choice. When you have too many choices, your brain becomes paralyzed. John wants to improve his life. He says, should I learn English? Or should I learn coding? Or maybe I should start a YouTube channel? Or maybe I should study digital marketing? He spends 3 months thinking about the best choice. In the end, he does nothing because he is exhausted from thinking. This is called analysis paralysis. Adam understands that a good plan executed today is better than a perfect plan executed never. He picks one thing. I will master intermediate English first. He closes all other doors. He focuses all his light on one point, like a laser. When you focus like a laser, you break through the hard rock of difficulties. Don't look at all the options. Pick your road and walk on it with determination. Section 10. The circle of influence. Look at the people around you. Who are your closest 5 friends? John surrounds himself with people who have a poor mindset. They sit in cafes, complain about the weather, talk about other people, and say that success is impossible. This negative energy acts like an anchor. It pulls John down every time he tries to swim up. Adam carefully selects his friends. He sits with people who discuss big ideas, projects, books, and dreams. If he cannot find these people in his physical life, he finds them in books and podcasts. He lets smart thinkers talk to his mind every day. You become the average of the thoughts you invite into your head. If you invite stories of growth, resilience, and patience, your mindset will naturally become rich. Section 11. The shift. How to change today. How can you move from a poor mindset to a rich mindset if you are an A2 student today? The shift starts with small daily habits. First, change your vocabulary. Replace, I can't afford it, with how can I earn enough to buy it? Second, protect your time. Your time is your primary asset. Do not waste it on things that do not add value to your future self. Third, invest in your mind. Buying a course, a book, or spending time to listen to an educational story is the best investment. It has the highest return on investment. ROI. You are the project. You are the business. When you improve the quality of the machine, your brain, the output of the machine, your life, will improve automatically. Thank you for staying with me until the end of this long masterclass on Storywise. We learned that the difference between the rich and the poor mindset is not about paper money. It is about abundance versus scarcity, responsibility versus blame, and action versus complaining. We learned to avoid the traps of instant gratification and analysis paralysis. You now have the map. The road to a rich mindset is open to you. If you found this lesson valuable, please like the video and subscribe to our channel. It helps us continue creating deep content for serious builders like you. Comment below. Write one sentence about a change you want to make in your daily habits using the rich mindset. Let us practice our English and our new mindset together in the comments. Keep building. Keep investing in your mind. And keep growing. See you in the next video.